G'day racing fans, well AB here again from Sportsnet, and it's my absolute pleasure on this beautiful Melbourne spring day to be accompanied by the even more beautiful Rebecca Maddern. Now Bec, we are going to talk about racing and fashion shortly, but I do want to know the AFL Grand Final. We know you're a massive Geelongs fan. How was the week?
It was a tremendous week in the lead up, and it was even more tremendous obviously afterwards. Yeah, it was just fantastic. In fact, I think the whole of Geelong is really still on cloud nine after the Grand Final. There's a lot of people at the start of the season that said we couldn't do it, but we did it in the end.
Absolutely. A lot of people were spruiking the end of an era, but obviously the old boys got up, so very nice to see. Now, again, we're talking about a little bit about racing, but it's more about the personalities in racing. And of course, you're one of Australia's foremost fashion identities, in particular in the world of racing. How did you get into that, and what was the link to the carnival?
You know what, there's a couple of things. Like, I've always loved fashion from a little girl. I know you probably don't, but I always used to sit there with my Barbie dolls, you know, like you did, AB.
Of course,
play
yeah.
Play them with your Barbie dolls. No, I was always really interested in fashion from a pretty young age, but I also had a very big interest in horse riding. I was a big horse rider when I was young as well. So I sort of had those two passions and didn't probably realise that later in life those things would probably merge, but luckily they have for me, because that's two things that I think go hand in hand this time of year, racing and fashion and spring, and you really can't get a better time of the year.
Absolutely, you cannot. And of course, I mean, you say it is part of your work, and it's become a big part of your career. Does that take the gloss off it at all, or is it still that sort of kid in a candy shop where you get to dress up and people dress you and put jewellery on you for the day?
Oh, I don't think any woman out there gets sick of getting dressed and putting a beautiful dress on and hair and makeup and all that sort of stuff. It is fun. Look, as much as it is fun though, it is work time for me, so it's a really busy time, but it is so enjoyable, and every season there's something new. There's a different fashion trend, or there's a different trend in hats or headpieces, so there's something really to look forward to every year. So it's never the same, it's always exciting, and it's one of the best times of the year.
Absolutely. And to start one of the best days of the year, of course, last year in 2010 we were fortunate enough to have your company at our Sportsnet Melbourne Cup breakfast at Crown Palladium. Now this year again you're joining us, thank you very much, and we've got our big fashions off the field, but we're going to do things a little bit differently this year.
We are. The stress is off me this year a little bit, and we're asking all the ladies out there to actually pre-enter the fashions off the field competition. That was actually one of my favourite parts of the breakfast last year. We had so much fun. There were so many ladies on the stage, and I think the competition went down an absolute treat. So so we're doing that again, but we are asking the ladies to actually pre-enter this year. So so everyone's organised, everyone's set to go on the day.
Absolutely, and of course you can enter on the email address on the bottom of your screen right now, folks, or of course you can simply ring 1300 888 858 and speak to the consultant with whom you booked your package. So very, very easy. And for those who decide maybe on the day that they want to be a part of it, we'll probably let them in as well. Yeah,
let's let them in. But really, if you're in two minds about entering the competition, sometimes a lot of women don't want to do it because they think, oh, I don't want to be up on the catwalk and it's scary. Well, it's not. That's not what this breakfast is about. It is so much fun, and everyone really gets into it, and it's a fantastic way to start the day. And of course, there's always fabulous, fabulous prizes.
We do have some fantastic prizes. We've got some prizes from Australian Opals, as well as, of course, from our friends at Crown Towers and Crown Promenade as well. So very, very exciting stuff. Now, Rebecca, I know you're extremely busy. We've got the 7 network behind us, and of course, you're going to have to go and read the news or do something very shortly.
Not that busy.
If you don't mind, before we let you go, we're going to do something we like to call Final Straight, and it's just a little word association game. We did it with Turfy. We'll be doing it with Brian Martin as well. So if you don't mind, first thing that springs to mind, and only a couple of words. You
first,
ready?
This could be dangerous,
and
AB.
I assure you, Rebecca has not seen this. Okay, hat or fascinator?
Hat.
Oaks Day.
Floaty dresses.
Floaty dresses.
Floaty dresses.
All right. Thongs after 4 p.m.
Only at the beach.
Cameron Ling.
Love him.
Fashion do.
Fashion do. Dress for the weather. Although that's difficult because often the weather forecast isn't correct.
Correct. Fashion do not.
Wear thongs after 4.
White shoes don't get a run this year? Alrighty, your tip for the carnival, and this can be about a horse, fashion, anything at all.
If you are wearing red lipstick, reapply often.
Fantastic. And lastly, Superman or Batman?
Oh, to do both?
Both, alrighty. Well, you've heard from the expert here, folks. Please join us at our fantastic Melbourne Cup breakfast. Rebecca will be there, we'll be there. We can't wait to see you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, AB. Cheers.